proposed bills which do nothing to deter future crimes. Gun control does not work. Your own history is replete with high school rifle teams, Boy Scout, marksmanship merit badges. You could buy rifles at the hardware stores. You could order them, mail order, delivered to your home. Your country was awash in readily available firearms and ammunition. And yet, in your past, you did not have mass school shootings. Other people have already expressed the question, what changed? It was not that the availability of guns suddenly exploded or increased. It actually was decreased. What was changed was societal decay. If gun control actually did work, Washington, D.C. and Chicago would be the safest cities in your nation, but it is not. They have the toughest gun laws and the highest crime and murder rates.
Oh, what you heard there was a commentary from a brother, legal immigrant, my favorite kind, who knows his business. He owned at that public hearing. It was a public hearing for gun violence and prevention, January 28th on the CTN network. And the brother said a lot of crazy, truthful, real things. Not crazy in the sense that it's silly, but just it's crazy how he just spit back our own history at us. And he's not even from this country. But I am a pro-Second Amendment, pro-gun individual. I don't believe in gun control. I believe people need self-control. Because of situations that happen in the mall in Tucson and other situations around society, people, the president, and a lot of Democrats and liberals are on this gun control hiatus, which I don't agree with. And I honestly believe that these stipulations and things that you're trying to put on the American people, they don't help. They don't benefit the situation. Criminals don't register guns. Criminals don't care if the bullets can only have 7 clips. Criminals don't care if machine guns and Uzis are illegal. They'll still use them. All these new bills do is put more of a restraint, and they make it more difficult for the average gun owner, American citizen, non-criminal, to defend themselves and protect their person, their property, and their liberty. You know, the Second Amendment, everybody wants to hop on that bandwagon for defense, and I understand why, but personally, the Second Amendment is just a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper to let American citizens know that our rights are inalienable, meaning they don't come from man, they come from God, the Creator. It's a natural right, which shall not be infringed upon. And then we have people in this country that, you know, they don't really care about that. They'd rather you depend on the cops that are possibly minutes and miles away, and you'll probably be dead by the time they get there. So, but that is liberal leftist logic, which I don't like. But I'm not for this gun control nonsense. Disarming the American people is not a good idea. Crime has gone down in the last couple years because more and more citizens are armed. And I think to switch that situation around would give criminals and people an advantage. That wouldn't be good for society. And like I said, these leftists, these liberals, they don't really care. They say silly things like, a person who has a gun that's getting robbed is more likely to shoot themselves. And like, where do you get those statistics and stats from? They can't tell you. They just make stuff up as they go. And one of the big issues too is the whole thing with the AR. People keep calling them assault rifles when people need to stop calling them that, for one, because they're not. It's just a tactical rifle. Like a shotgun that I'm using this gun is a tactical shotgun in this game. You remove all the buttons and the features and the pistol grips, it'll look like any other shotgun. But you add some cosmetics to it, it makes it look pretty. And for some reason, when you add those cosmetic things like a pistol grip, a sight, a stock, a laser, a flashlight, people are more intimidated by it, and they think they're evil because they look more like machine guns. Even though they don't function like them, they just look like them. But oh, I got mad kills right there. Oh yeah, just to clarify real quick, I'm on that Black Ops Deuce, obviously. I'm running with the shotgun on slums. I go 28-1, I think, on this map. Yeah, I was mad that I died, though. I was trying to go undefeated. But back to this topic at hand. The whole gun control debate to me is it's just nonsense. I live in New York, and Governor Cuomo pushed forth this ridiculous bill that is an infringement upon the Second Amendment, my God-given right to defend my person, my property. They limited the clips to 7, and them was AR and then pistol, which is stupid. If a criminal has 10 shots in his gun because he's not abiding by the law, and you only got 7, their response is to reload and load another clip. That obviously lets you know that how much they really care about you as a constituent. The president said himself that, when he was pushing forth his federal bill, he did the shaming language and the shaming tactics of and captivated on the emotionalism of the event by saying, look at these children. How could anybody not vote for this bill? Well, many senators said the most common sense thing. Again, it does not work, and it does not change the situation. Drugs are illegal. Has the drug war changed in this country? Can people just go get access to drugs whenever they want to? I thought that was the last kill. That's the only reason why I went out there. But yeah, like I was saying, people can still get access to drugs and guns and things that are illegal, prostitution. All those things are illegal in America, yet the government can't stop those things. And there's no logic in making situations harder for people who don't break the law in an attempt to catch the criminals or prevent the criminals from having access to guns, which, again, the access is always there. There's 300 million guns in America. There's just almost just as many guns in America as there are people. They'll never be off the street. And that's what this legislation does. Liberals keep saying, we're not trying to take your guns, we're not trying to take your guns. But that's essentially what the legislation that Dianne Feinstein put forth is, to slowly eliminate certain guns being gone. And they attack the AR, which, if you do the statistics and do the math, they're in less than 0.6% of the crimes committed with those type of guns. And the first thing that illogical, irrational leftist says is, well, why do you need those guns, and why does anybody need 30 clips for? Well, the reality is most criminals don't use those type of guns when they do crimes and robberies. They might use them in drive-bys and things of that nature, but if they're doing a home invasion or things not like that, they use pistols mostly and maybe a shotgun. So the homeowner, it makes a lot more sense for him to have the best tactical advantage. It's lightweight, less recoil. That's just common sense, that it makes more sense to have that compared to a person who has a shotgun or a pistol. Especially if the pistol is got 21 shots in it, or they have extended mags. They're criminals now. Remember, they're not abiding by the law. First of all, they're breaking into your home, which they shouldn't be doing. Then they're using weapons, the artillery, that they shouldn't be using either. So this is my rant on gun control. I think that it's a waste of time, a waste of money. The 23 executive orders, apart from the one about people with mental illnesses, across the board, everyone agrees with that. Crazy people shouldn't be able to have guns. They shouldn't be able to be taking Prozac and going target practicing. We don't want you playing with guns. But that's not just the one thing that comes with it. So I would have to reject the whole bill, because I'm not going to let one aspect of the whole, have me acquiesce my ability to use my natural right to have a gun, no matter what type of gun it is, whether it's got a clip of 21 or 10 or whatever. I just think it's silly that, what difference can a person do with 7 clips if they can't do with 10? What can a person do with 7 shots in a AR? What can a person not do with a rancher style rifle? It's all wood with no black on it, because apparently when you add the black to it and the features, that's what makes it scary. But a person could easily do the same thing with that same rifle. So their whole argument is not logical, not rational. Statistically speaking, it's a waste, because again, most of the gun crimes are not committed with ARs. They're committed with pistols and shotguns, and majority of the assault crimes are committed with knives and bats and hammers, not even guns. So that's just my rant on gun control. I am anti-gun control. I am pro-Second Amendment, and I think real solution would be to stop, one, giving all these people this medication and having more crazy. I think I don't have a problem with people doing background checks when you go buy used guns. It makes sense. You don't want to be selling a gun to a person that's going to shoot up a school. But I don't agree with these ridiculous making you register your gun, putting more of a financial burden on the gun owner. It's already tough to own a gun with the fact that it costs a lot to go shooting, to go to gun ranges, bullets cost a lot of money. I don't think they need more restrictions and more loops and more bureaucracy to go through for guns. I think that's terrible. I think that is in itself an infringement on the Second Amendment, and it's being treaded upon right now. But there you have it. That's my gun rant. Exercise that right while you still can. The link to the full video will be in my description box of that brother who breaks it down and points out the stupidity of these laws and how the culture of America is a gun culture. And we can't let a situation or circumstances make every single person want to give up their guns because in the name of kumbaya, because criminals are not going to do that. And like I said before, when you're at home by yourself and you hear that window break, your best defense would be to have a gun to protect yourself and your family. And a more effective gun would be an AR, especially for a woman or a small child. But that's my rant. I'm out.